Hello stars, welcome back. Let me get a marker. I wasn't quite prepared, but that's okay. We're ready now. So, stars. Today we're going to talk about Sir Edmund Halley, Hollow Earth of Concentric Rings, 1692. 1692, Sir Edmund Halley proposed that the Earth was hollow and that 4/9 or so of the Earth was completely hollow inside. Pretty much, he was thrown under the bus. It was ignored. Okay, and the reason that I don't go with his concentric rings idea, I will demonstrate here. Okay. These are harder to read. I'll try different markers over time. You may not be able to see this. This says center star. We have the direction of the external sun, and then we have the auroras at each pole. And his idea, even though I only drew 4 layers of crust here, is there would be up to 7 layers extending out even to here. And well, his idea was that as the Earth cooled, a crustal layer would cool, break off from the core, expand outward, and another one would, and another one would, and another one would, all the way up to 7, okay? And his idea was each side of the crust would be inhabited, all right, on each side of every crust. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, etc., etc. There's a few problems with this, as you can tell. First off, with all of this moving around, you would think that these rings would run into each other, okay? Also, there's no light emitted by the center sun in these areas, so they would be dark, okay? And not life-sustaining. Another issue is we have the auroras at each pole, which I'll get into more, but essentially they are a vortex that goes down to the pole of the center star from each end and brings out charged decaying particulate from the metals that are decaying. If you take lead and you put it with dry ice and you look through a magnifying glass, you'll see the particles of decay shooting off because it's a radioactive material. And so that's part of what gives off light on the center star. The issue is that we have the accounts of the Vikings and the Bifrost, which I'll get into later, but that's Bifrost. And what the Bifrost is a rainbow of colors at low level light, suggesting, unlike the South Pole where we only get the green and indigo colors because it's landlocked over the hole and the hole is jagged going in. Again, I'll get into this more later. Up at the north, inner sunlight during the dead of winter, when the external sun would be down here and this lighted side of the center star would be peeking out, would send a rainbow of colors out of the polar opening, okay? And that's actually the rainbow bridge to Asgard, Agarth, of the land inside of the earth. That's what it really is, okay? And we don't have that rainbow of colors down at the South Pole. But as you can see, if there was these multiple layers, it would take a lot for all of the holes, all right, to be lined up and for the light to be able to escape in any way whatsoever. Still, we would have the auroras coming out. But if we look at the pictures of low-level light around the Aurora Borealis compared to the Aurora Australis, we'll see more colors than just the green and indigo. We'll see all kinds of colors in the rainbow at a lower level, emanating close to the surface of Earth. All right? So, this was his idea, and this is a big reason why the hollow Earth just got suppressed and they went with the solid Earth hypothesis. It was only much later that it came out, the hypothesis that there is one crust and one center star, and that's it, okay? And I'm going to get into more how this works, I will give you a basis of this since I've drawn it right here. My hypothesis is, and this is based on The Smoky God, or Voyage to the Inner Earth, written by George George Emerson, 1908, based off the biographical novel, not biological, as I said in the last video. It was a biography, okay, of this man Olaf Jansen, and he said one side of the sun was sparkly, bright, okay, and it had a smoky, slaggy appearance all around it, like clouds around it, or steamy vapor from the heat given off of it and moisture still on it. But the other side was black and sparkly, and that's what determined day and night. And my thinking, and I'll go into this more later, but my thinking is if it's mostly metals, there is going to be slag, and that slag is going to coagulate towards the highest point of gravity in our solar system, which would be our external sun. So while we have daytime out here, it would be nighttime inside the Earth, and vice versa. When they have daytime, it's our nighttime, and that works in actually how they rest and when they're awake and how they become more giants as well. And you'll see that in future videos. But that is essentially how I think it works. So when the sun is down in this location and this tilt is like this and there's one opening, some of the light can peek out and cause that rainbowing effect through the ice at the neck of the polar opening up in the north, which is in the water, versus down here where it's landlocked and jagged in Antarctica. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about that, get this video out. We'll be moving on in the next video. I don't have anything drawn up for the next one yet. As always, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, hit that like button, leave me a comment. I do try to at least heart all the comments at this point and try to reply to most of them. But it's really important that you at least hit that like button. It takes 2 seconds, and once we reach over 1,000 subscribers and I can monetize this, that's going to help. It'll go back and make a big difference for me, as I'm doing this 100% for free, and any kind of monetization in the future will help. I always put the link to the previous video in the top comment, and if I have a video that will correlate with this, any teaching I do that day, I'll put the links there, also in the description as well. So if you check the description of the previous videos and this one, it will have the video before that, except for one video that's unrelated that was just telling about me getting art supplies. But if they're related to this series, they will be marked. This will be the number 5 in our series, and so I look forward to teaching you more. But yeah, I mean, if you see the thumbnail on this, I have a Russian nesting doll. That's a good way to look at it. Or if you took an onion and you sliced it and you took out every other ring, that would be a cross section of Halley's Hollow Earth hypothesis. So like I said, this is not really mentioned at all. If it is in college, it may be in the book, but hardly even mentioned. Or it's like, so Edmond Halley found a comment, but look, check this out, guys. The 2 paragraphs on Halley's Hollow Earth. Isn't that a joke? Ha ha ha. Anyways, we're not going to bother on that. We'll stick to what we know, solid Earth. So, anyways, you guys have a great day, and thanks for watching.